Welcome to Inside the Spin with Jay Fin and my man DJ Dex. Man, we got a great guest today, Lambo Leap himself, LeRoy Butler. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Brother, I'm proud of you, man, having your own platform. This is a pleasure.
Thanks, man. Man, you always told me, man, whenever I got something going, you'll be the first guy to jump on. And man, you always been a big brother type. Ever since I've been in the league, man. You always had positive things to say, inspirational things to say to me, man. And I always kept that in the back of my head, even though guys always go along with their life and do their own thing. I always remember, man, everything you said to me, man, stuck with me. And I'll forever appreciate that. No joke.
Yeah, well, first of all, I love you. I appreciate one of the biggest thrills. Well, a couple of years ago, we saw you at the Packer Hall of Fame Golf Classic. And me and Gary Ellison, we started like we saw somebody famous. Like, hey, there goes Jay Mike. So I just appreciate what you did on and off the field, and just to be a part of your platform to me was a no-brainer. And I remember I texted you, I'm offended you asked. Of course I'll do your show. As a matter of fact, you did our show in Milwaukee 3 or 4 times, so I feel indebted to you. So,
man, I like I said, I'll forever appreciate you, man. Like I said, you're a Hall of Famer in my book too. Not even only the NFL and Green Bay, you're a Hall of Famer in my book. And I know DJ Dex, as a fan, loves you. What you got for LeRoy, DJ?
Man, first I just want to say, how's your Michael's golf game for real?
Say it again.
How's his golf game for real?
Platinum.
Oh yeah. Hey,
it's great.
Hey, Dex, you got to know that was about a year ago. In golf, you can get better day to day with that golf game. So
I know.
Yeah. My game's supreme, brother. It's supreme for sure.
I always see it on Instagram, so I got to make sure that if you're posting pictures, you're actually playing the game well, man.
Yeah, my boy, great. That's right.
Yeah, appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, like Jermichael said, I mean, we're happy to have you on here. Obviously, a Packers legend. I don't think there's a fan or player in the game that can really say anything bad about you. And we had a good weekend of football. Obviously, not coming out well for a Wisconsin fan with the Badgers loss, and then a tough Packers loss yesterday. But yeah, I mean, we had it going early. Went into halftime with a big lead. I mean, what were you guys thinking early start of the game? First possession, we don't score. Come out that second possession, score. And it looked like we're clicking pretty well. And then going into halftime, going up 14 is a big game for us. So what were you guys thinking watching the game, watching that first half, and just your thoughts on it?
Jay, Mike, you go first.
My thought, man. I saw the Packers coming out. That was playing really well, clicking on all cylinders. And then, like I say, it's a 4-quarter game. And it ain't no in between that. And the Packers always tend to not finish the game, especially in the receiving core. You got guys show up usually, but you know what I mean, when it's time to play ball, you don't see him. And I don't blame A3, man. A3 is a hell of a player. He helped them guys get to the overtime, and then he had the little bubble route where the guy barely got his hand on him, and that's a receiver making the play. So that's you can't blame him for that play. But man, I bet that guy's he's in his head right now for sure.
Yeah, he was saying immediately after the game. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw his Twitter or anything. He's already saying he's getting death threats, and I can never fathom, like, as a player, Jermichael, I know you've gotten it. I know Brandon, being a guest on our show, Bostic, a couple weeks ago, we've talked about it multiple times, how many death threats he's gotten after the NFC Championship game. And for MVS to already be tweeting that he's getting death threats over a fumble, I don't get how these people don't understand. Like, the reason we got to overtime was because of him making an incredible catch. Like, he's in between all these players and still coming down with that ball. And I know people give Rodgers the credit for the throw, but that was a hell of a catch. It's like you don't even make it to overtime without him. And then he makes one play, trying to extend the play, make a little extra, and fumbles the ball. And it's just crazy to me, like seeing that stuff this morning. I'm like, holy cow, man! I cannot believe just how
those are the guys who had money on the game.
Yeah,
I absolutely. You ain't lying about that one.
That's what it is. It's the guys who had money on the game. They bet their life savings on it, and now I can just do it. So it's nothing's gonna happen. But
yeah.
I will say on that particular play, he got a half of a minus from me because it was a rookie split two guys to cause that fumble.
Wow. Yes. You're
those
right.
Guys make their block, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah, you give them a little bit more time to actually cover up that ball
exactly.
Instead of hit right away.
Yeah, and I think sometimes fans, they don't look at the nuances of these particular plays, but it was a tale of two halves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's the first time the Packers scored 31 points, guys, and lost. Normally when they scored 30 points, they would win.
Mm-hmm.
And but coming into this particular game, J. Mike and DJ, to me, the Colts had one quality win. It was against the Titans.
Yeah,
the rest were great teams, and the Packers had one quality win against the Saints. The rest of them wasn't teams that that they're going to see down the line. But to me, that if Raven Green was on the field, they was going to run the ball. Phillip Rivers checked to a run. If Kamal Martin's on the ball in the middle linebacker spot, they're going to throw it. So that's the game plan. They only had the ball six plays in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So figure out how do I come out of the halftime with the same energy in the first quarter, because a lot of fans don't like when you defer. But defensive guys, we like it. We like to be on the field first, then we can get Jermichael and them the ball coming out of the first time.
You can feel it. And that's what I seen also, man. I seen guys out there, they came out halftime very flat. And you can't have that going down the stretch here. You got to come out ready to go, just like it's you got to go back to Pop Warner football, 0-0.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got to go back to that mentality. And I did not see that from the Packers. And I thought Phillip Rivers and the coach played very well for 4 quarters, man. That's one thing I did see.
And I mean, it doesn't help at all that obviously starting the second half, Colts chew up all the clock, and Rodgers is on the field for 6 plays going into the fourth quarter with, I think 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's only been on the field for 6 plays in the entire second half, which obviously with our offense you can't have. And our defense has been getting beat up. I mean, when you're watching the game, I feel like as you're watching it, you're like, damn, they're getting 8 yards every play.
Every play. And
it's hard because for me, I look at our defense. I'm like, we got a lot of very good players. You get King and Jair Alexander back. So on paper, you look like you're good, and they're still just picking up chunk after chunk and just slowly coming back. And as you're watching the game, you're like, man, we got to get him on the field somehow and make a play. Or something that we can extend a drive past a 3-and-out.
Hey, LeRoy, I got a question for you. As a defensive guy, what are you like? What do you think about the Packers D this year as far as being consistent?
Yeah, well, I tell you this, I knew it was going to be bend don't break.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that because Blake Martinez, a lot of people did not like him.
He was a good linebacker, though.
Made a ton of tackles.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He did.
So they're kind of off a little bit in the middle of the linebacker position. Kersey's there. He missed all of last year pretty much.
Yep.
He's injured. He missed a few games. Kamal Martin, 54. He was banged up coming out of college with a knee. He had another knee injury. So they never really had their whole defense. Like Kevin King missed 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Jair misses the game. So they never had their number one defense out there. I think once they get all their guys back and play, they'll be better. But you got to get turnovers in this league. And
Very
something
true.
offense can't do, they normally don't do, is turnovers. But it's going to be a bend don't break. And I don't think really, to be honest with you, I know the Saints defense played lights out, but it was against Atlanta. There's really no dominant defenses. So now you kind of dumb it down and say you got to get stops.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to make sure that they get 4 stops. That's one stop a quarter. If you can do that, and your offense average 30 points, you can win the game.
Yeah.
I totally agree, man, and that's what I saw last night. I just saw that nickel and dime situation with the Colts. There was, man, they could not, the D line could not get any push on the O line to get in the backfield yesterday, and that's why they had 2-1 for the Colts, just penetrating through the line without even getting touched before he got to the backers. So I think the defense need to pay more attention to pursuing to the ball and getting a push from the D line.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, and I mean that's a tough Colts offense, obviously with Hines, like you're talking about, 21, and then they got Jonathan Taylor too, who I love because he's a Wisconsin guy, great running back, and I mean they're both just tearing it up and torching our defense. So it's going to be a lot to look at. I mean, coming forward, we've obviously talked about our defense every single week, so it's something that hopefully now that people are getting back and getting healthy, they just start to gel more. And like you said, just bend, don't break over these next couple of weeks. So,
absolutely.
Which hopefully will be a little bit easier with this next coming game against the Bears, and they're a little bit of a lackluster offense. So hopefully they can show up, get a couple turnovers, and then we win that game. So we'll see.
And I got a couple things actually, and one of my things is I'm glad you said the Bears, DJ Dex. What was your experience? Butler against the Bears, the rivalry you had back in the day?
When I was a rookie coming from Florida State, so I really didn't know what this Packer-Bear rivalry thing. Hey, my rivalry was against Miami Hurricanes and the Gators.
Yep.
So I kind of knew what the rivalry was about, but this is grown man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I get there now. First Bears game, and I don't really know. Brian Noble sent me down. He said, "We're playing the Bears. We got to play for keeps." I said, "What does that mean?"
Every game is for keeps. What do you mean?
That's what I thought, but no, you got to bring it.
Yes,
and there's going to be some illegal stuff allegedly. It's the oldest rivalry in all of sports, all sports.
I loved it.
And it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It used to be in the 80s. Jay Mike wasn't born yet, but back in the 80s, they would want you to go 2-0, just beat the Bears twice.
Yep.
Yeah. They didn't care about nothing else. Yeah, no. People in their 60s and 70s and 80s, you must beat the Bears. So, but if you're the Bears, you're thinking, I could turn my season around if I upset the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Packers, you got to bury them so you can stay on top of the North, especially with the Cowboys beating Minnesota. I didn't see that coming.
I did not either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But that's the NFL this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no guarantee each week is 3 upsets each week. And the rest of the games are pretty much even. So the guys will be fired up for Sunday night. It's another game on. They seem like they build national televised game every week. This Colts game was flexed to be national.
Yeah.
So now they'll go again against the Bears.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that rivalry was always great. I loved going into Soldier Field. I loved going into Soldier Field and coming out winning because you came out losing. It ain't a good feeling. Yeah, you know what I mean, especially within the organization, within the fans. It's not a good feeling. And my other question, bro, I've been always wanting to ask you, what in the hell you was thinking when you done the Lambeau Leap? Like what made you when you got that score, when you went into the end zone and just went in there and got in there? That was pretty sweet, man.
It was all spontaneous. I promise you, it was all spontaneous. And I just remember when I called the fumble, Reggie White picked the ball up, and our head coach, Coach Holmgren, say, if you ever get an interception or a fumble, do not lateral the ball. Don't do that. So I called the fumble, he picked it up, we called eye contact. And when I saw him, I said to myself, he's about to rattle this ball because he was getting tackled. And I get it. I'm running down the sideline. And it was 17 below zero. It was freezing. And I just remember I wanted to do something. See, J Mike, you score all the time. This my score. So I got to make a big deal out of this. I'm like, what are you going to do? Because normally I make a big play, I would do some weird dance, but forget about that.
Yeah.
So when I threw the ball down, I jumped up there, and I just said, I'm going to just jump in the stands and see what happens. Because I really love the fans. The fans are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
It just changed everything. Then Robert Brooks made a rap song about it called Jump in the Stands. It's on iTunes right now. You can get it.
We're going to get on that too.
We're definitely going to have to listen to that.
He wrote some great lyrics to it, and it blew up. It blew up.
Mm-hmm.
It blew up. And now, if you're doing the leap, that means you're scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, so
yes, sir.
They did it a couple times yesterday in Indy with finally having fans. I saw when Aaron Jones, he jumped right in the crowd, just full on, was standing right next to him. I was like,
he may get fined for that, though, DJ.
I was wondering, like, as soon as we were watching the game, my roommate and I were like,
they had 12,000 fans there, and you can't do the leap because you can't be with the fans. So he may get fined for that because that breaks protocol.
Yep, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're like, hopefully we don't get any COVID results because of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was funny just because they've been missing out on it at Lambeau. Obviously, Rodgers last week kind of did the half Lambeau leap where he just jumped into the wall. But then as soon as he scored, he jumped into the stands. So.
And the thing is, you don't know how tall that wall is until you really get up on that thing, and you're like, "Oh crap! Oh yeah, you got to jump." And
that's a funny thing with you starting it. There's been a lot of failed Lambeau leap attempts.
Let me tell you why. Just imagine doing a 2-minute drill. You're going from the 20 to the touchdown, and you ain't got no legs. Then you got to get up on this wall. You ain't got no legs, man. You done went 80 yards with Aaron Rodgers, man. Come on now. And you trying to jump up on this wall. But hey, no, man. Hey, Butler, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man, and joining me and DJ Dex, man, on the show. Hey, anytime, bro. I would love to come on your show, you and Greg's, and chop it up with you guys. And man, I just want to say appreciate it joining the spin with me and DJ Dex.
Anytime, my brother. You know I got your back. And send those boys. I want your sons.
Oh yeah, I told them boys they can't get in the house unless they get 200 mil. They got to bring 200 million each.
Yeah, they're gonna make a lot of money, so I know it. Tell their mom I just want them till they're 25, then she can have them back.
You ain't lying, because I got a 12-year-old over here. He a monster.
Yeah, I know it. They're gonna be in the pros, man. So tell them LeRoy be watching them from Green Bay.
My man, appreciate that, dog. Appreciate you on this show. Yes, sir. Hey, Dex. Hey, what you think about the upcoming game, man? Rivalry game. Bears going to, man, it's going to be nuts. The Bears, they're not a pushover anymore. And as you see, the NFL is, it's fluctuating, is up and down. So what you think about this upcoming week?
I mean, it's going to be good having the game in Lambeau. But we talk about it every week, man. There's these trap games, and then these division games are no joke. And every week it's hard to win in the NFL, whether the Bears offense is doing anything or not. We got to keep on rolling, and come out strong. We got to get back to scoring on these first drives. Obviously, this past week with the muffed snap. But yeah, I mean, we didn't look bad yesterday as far offensively. We just got to keep it rolling and put it on these Bears right away, and just kind of come back and make a statement after this past week's loss.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, I saw they like I said, they done very, very well. You can't take that away from them. It's just when we have the key plays and the key opportunities, you got to take advantage. And that's what the Packers didn't do yesterday. Take advantage of situations that they had just thrown in their lap. And the last person that you want to have kick the ball is the Colts kicker. He's a very good kicker. Yeah. Well-known kicker coming out of college. And that guy can put it through the uprights for sure.
Yeah, he missed that one earlier off the post, which was very nice for us. I mean, it was going through and then just banked right off of it. But I mean, secondary thing was a lot of my Bears friends are very nervous now because now you got to play a pissed off Aaron Rodgers next week, which is never a good thing. I mean, he's not going to be happy coming off that loss, and hopefully we come out just full steam ahead and put it to him, man.
Absolutely. And the thing I saw after the game, Aaron Rodgers' conference, he said he was very calm, collective, and he said, I still believe in our guys. And coming from a guy like him with the personality like he has, he's a very short tempered. He don't tolerate too much. So losing like that and him saying that is very key to the organization and the players, and for 83's confidence too.
Yeah.
Because I know he's down in the dumps, but he's got to realize that he helped them guys get to overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a very key play. Man, Aaron launched that off his back leg, and A3 got under it. So he got to keep his head high, man. He's been playing some hell of a ball. And man, I was trying to get an 83 jersey mailed here before today, but I couldn't. But the guy should hang his head up. It should keep his head up high, man. He's doing a hell of a job this year.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks, it really looks like him and Rodgers have been gelling a lot more. But like you were saying, I mean, Rodgers, with the level that he plays at, he holds all those other guys to a very, very high level of accountability. Right. So that's probably what leads to that. I mean, a little bit of a hot temper when people don't do things right. He's holding you guys to that top level of accountability where you can't have mistakes. And especially playing at this level. One key thing on the game that obviously we saw you tweet about it was that 4th and 1 call.
Right. And you got it.
They end up passing the ball, which I think, you got a beast like Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams in the backfield. I'm thinking they're running it right away.
Yes. But
obviously, hindsight, we can all say that. Didn't end up working out. What's your thinking on that play? Who's making the call? Is that Rodgers having an opportunity to change the play, or is that just, hey, we're running this play, this is what we're doing, that's it?
Yeah, from what I've seen and visualizing it from the TV from my home, I saw 12 making that call. Let's be real, because his demeanor and his expressions after showed that he called it, because it wasn't no flopping. He didn't have no look in his face. He didn't look frustrated. It was like, my bad. It was kind of like, my bad. But at the end of the day, they double teamed 17 and left Williams wide open. And I thought 12 could have placed the ball a little bit better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he had heat in his face, so he had to get the ball out.
Yeah, he got pressure right away on that, which obviously made a huge difference. But
he took what he had, and that's the thing, man, about this game. You got to take what you have, and man, that was a key play in the game for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, coming up next couple of weeks, obviously Chicago, and then going on from there. I mean, the schedule doesn't look terrible. We play Philly the week after, Lions the week after, Panthers, who've been, they've been losing games. They picked up a win yesterday with Bridgewater out, but they've been losing a lot of tough games that they've been in every week. And then we'll have a tough one with Tennessee, and then end the season in Chicago.
Hey, the thing is, DJ Dex, LeRoy just said it, man. It's the NFL.
Yep.
You really can't look over any games. Every last game they got until it says week 16.
And we say
it's a tough game.
Yeah.
All these guys are getting paid the same amount of money, not the same amount, but everybody's getting paid to a point where you're going to go out there and play your best.
Yeah. I was like, man, we're not all getting that Rodgers money.
No, you ain't getting that AR-12 money. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been good. And then hopefully we just got to win these next couple of games and close the season out strong, stay healthy, and keep it rolling into the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Where my dogs at? We right here, dog. Where my dogs at? We right here, dog. Where my dogs at? We right here, dog.
And here we go. We got the Dogs of the Week, DJ Dex. Hey, who we got for Dogs of the Week?
Man, one person we had to touch on, Thielen, Minnesota. Vikings lost that game. Like we said earlier, it was a shocker. Cowboys haven't been good. The whole NFC East hasn't been good. It's a trash division. they're going to end up going into the playoffs with 5 wins somehow. But man, Thielen made probably one of the best catches of the year.
He did.
Coming down and cornering the end zone one-handed, somehow stayed in bounds and controlled the ball, and it was insane. That was one of the
that was one of the best catches of the week. And my opinion, it would look so easy. He could have put 2 hands on it, but he made it look so easy. I'm like, that was a hell of a catch right there.
Yep.
Who you got for our other dog of the week?
We got CeeDee Lamb, this rookie here, and he wanted to wear number 10 in the NFL. Cowboys told him, no, you're wearing 88. And if you're wearing 88, you got to be making plays like Mike. So he comes down with this catch here, making an amazing adjustment on this ball. I mean, he had to end up.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had the torque. Wow. That's yoga. That's every body control. That's everything. But he's getting paid the first round bucks. That's the catch you got to make.
Yep. I mean, this adjustment is crazy. Turning his whole body back the other way.
Wow.
And still coming down with it. So.
Hey, let me tell you what that is too. That's 1 year in the NFL.
Yeah. That's a top right there who, I mean, he's going to keep on just going for greatness, man.
Wow. That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. That's some good dogs of the week right there, DJ Dex.
And then we can't leave out Derrick Henry. That guy's a monster too. Picking up that game.
That's understood.
Tennessee.
Yeah, see, that's understood with a guy like that, a monster just running downhill at you. Yeah, he can't be on the dogs of the week anymore. That's just understood. He's a monster.
He said in an interview the other day, they were talking about that DK Metcalf rundown, and Henry goes, he wouldn't have caught me.
Wow, really?
It's crazy because I mean he had a 98-yard run the other week and is outrunning everybody. And it blows my mind how big the two of them are.
Yes,
still outrunning people.
Hey, where your money going on the race?
Ooh, I'm taking. I mean, straight line. You got to take DK.
Yeah, straight. I'm going opposite just because I'm the Skip Bayless in this.
All right. You want to be the monster? All right.
Yeah, we got to call that race out.
Yeah, they're both huge, and it blows my mind how fast they are. And another monster. I mean, AJ Brown, Ravens. He just absolutely ran through about 6 people, and somehow scored a touchdown. Against the Ravens, he's just running. Yeah. It was insane. Yeah, I think he ended up breaking like 4 tackles, and then just carried a guy with him into the end zone. So that's our last one of the week.
Yeah, keep your legs moving.
Yeah.
Let's move on to college football. Let's start with your Badgers first, man. What you think about your Badgers?
Not what I want to talk about this week, man. It was a rough weekend. Obviously, Texas got another weekend off. Badgers had a big weekend playing Northwestern, and then Ohio State played Indiana. Yep. Looking at the top 2 on each side of the Big Ten Conference. Ohio State pulls out a win against Indiana, tough game, and Wisconsin played after them and just didn't look good the entire game. I mean, Graham Mertz had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble, and then they also had a fumble from Garrett Groshek. So you're looking at 5 turnovers, and not going to win you the game. So
no, that ain't gonna win you the game. But at the end of the day, man, it's always room to improve. Mm-hmm. As take the good with the bad. And man, it's been a lot of adversity this year with all the crap that's going on. So you got to give them guys a little leeway. Yeah, especially there in the Midwest. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on down there. So up there. So man.
That was one thing I did take away from that game is even after every turnover, you look at Mertz on the sideline and he, even as a freshman, is very, very calm. And he's out there talking to his teammates, getting them back in the game like, hey, I threw a pick. All right, let's get it back now. And it's kind of leadership that you're a little bit surprised to see from a freshman where you think, man, you throw a pick, you're down, you're losing this game. You might kind of fall out of the game mentally, but he stays in it and just on to next week, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, my Texas Longhorns was off again. It's postponed, but hopefully these guys can come back this week and get it going and keep the momentum going, man. But other than that, it was a great week of football. It's a lot of highlights, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of injuries, of course. But once again, we finished another episode of J Fin and DJ Dex. And man, it's been awesome. And I want to thank you guys for joining us, joining in with us, and continue to join with us. And it's going to get even better with the guys that I'm going to have on. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining in with us. Peace.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you guys later.